Hey everybody, everybody doing good?
Yeah, yeah.
Yes? Okay. I see some smiles appearing. Thanks for having me here. I heard about this open mic. Ritu was like, hey, we have an open mic on Saturday afternoon. Would you like to come and do some time with us? And I said, anything that can take me away from my in-laws. Oh. So that's my reason for being here.
They didn't join you?
What's that?
They didn't join you?
No, I needed some good time. This is my breakaway. And I do have a lot of friends who say things like, why do you keep complaining about your in-laws? At least you get to eat good home-cooked Indian food every single day. And I don't. Because my mother-in-law is a doctor. So when she cooks, it doesn't taste like good Indian food. It tastes like hospital food. And I'll be in the kitchen every night arguing with my mother-in-law, telling her, hey, put some extra oil, fry it some more, put some spices, make it tasty. And she's like, but that's not healthy for you. Like, it's okay, you're a doctor, you can fix me later. Give me some good food first, fix me later. That's how capitalism works. Welcome to America. And I'm glad you guys are laughing because my wife does not. She'll get mad at me. She's like, why do you have to be so rude to my mom? Why can't you just eat what she makes? Everybody's on a break right now. You should have taken a break. Totally fine, totally fine. It's okay, it's okay. Everybody's having a break, that's totally fine. So, my wife is like, why do you have to be so rude to my mom? Why can't you just eat what she makes? And I'm like, look, if only you had been a little more honest throughout your childhood, I would not be suffering today. You know what I mean? Like, you should have told your mom, given her some feedback, help her improve her cooking. You didn't give her a chance? And I get it that you're an Indian kid growing up with an Indian mother in India. If you said something, she should have slapped you, you were scared, I get that part. But was there nobody in the family who would have said a word? Did your mom not get any clues throughout her life? Like, did this never happen? You had a family party, all the aunties came to the party, brought their own food. At the end of the party, all the food was gone except your mom. So, that never happened. Because here's what I don't understand, okay? My wife will spend hours writing 1-star reviews on Yelp for restaurants we'll never visit again. Like, why not take a minute to tell your mom not good food? How hard is that to do? And what do you want me to do? Open a Yelp page for your mom? So we can all go write her 1-star review? Because look, my mom, great cook. You think she was born a great cook?
Biased.
I made her a great cook. Okay? That is what I spent my entire childhood doing. Anytime my mom brought me food I didn't like, immediately I'd be like, yeah, what's this? And she's like, okay, I'll go make something better. And then took the food into the kitchen, brought it back out 10 minutes later, same dish, so much more tastier. And I was always amazed. I'm like, how do you do it, mom? How did you take something that tasted so bad in the kitchen, brought it back out, 10 minutes later, you made it taste so good? What do you put into it? Every single time my mom goes, my tears. Hey, no pain, no gain. You're laughing very silently, that's nice. I can see you shake and then it's like, oh, he's actually laughing. So look, I am honestly glad you guys are doing this. This is fantastic. Thanks to PACC. Is that Pakistan American Community Center? Is that right? Did I get that right? That's fantastic. All right. Yeah, you could clap for that. That's good. Thanks to these events. And I'm glad to see all the kids doing what they're doing. At 17, I wasn't doing nothing like this. All right. So this is good. I was thinking back there, you were asking about at what age, what's the definition for officially becoming an auntie or an uncle? For auntified or uncleified, right? Whatever it is. You know, I realized when that happened for me. I got to an age where when I looked at somebody who was older than me, I was not sure if I should call them by their first name or if I should call them uncle.
That's a good one.
When the confusion sets in, you are it. Because you guys look at me like uncle, like you don't hesitate, you like immediately like, ah, I can see you're an uncle, right? But I'm not sure, like I'm looking at everybody like, which one is an uncle? I don't know.
Age is relative. Have you cooked for your mother-in-law?
Have I cooked?
For your mother-in-law.
Why do you care?
You can show her what good food is because you have such a passion for good food.
But it's not about me cooking good food.
No, but at least someone has to give her the guidance.
I'm at least giving her feedback. Like you are giving me feedback right now. What are you doing for it? Like you could come up here and do jokes and be like, dude, this is how you do jokes. But you're just telling me what to do. That's what I do with my mom. It's the same thing. You and I are the same. No, but I actually do cook. If you want to come over,
Never mind.
we can wed it.
No, sorry.
Well, you have no confidence in me. Okay, he's like, okay, he's gonna make us eat and then laugh like, haha, that's what you get for suggesting. But I'm really curious. Like, you want me to cook and show her how to make good food?
Well, you've been complaining that no one has given her feedback, and that's why the cooking is so poor.
Yes. My point is not about her. I'm telling all these kids, like, tell your moms if they cook shitty food. Alright, like, don't hold back. Somebody in the future will be suffering. You went like very real on this. Like, okay, calm down. Jokes. Oh boy. All right. Uncle. I don't know. I'm just messing around. But look, I do this a lot. I do a lot of shows. I travel around doing shows, and I don't know. I love talking to an audience, which is what I love. I love talking to an audience. Audiences also like to talk to me, like you just proved, right? Sometimes during the show, but usually afterwards, they'll come up to me and give me some feedback. You know, tell me things like, go back to where you come from. Which my friends also think is racist, and I'm like, dude, at least that person is a caring, considerate racist.
Feedback.
I will explain. Because I know that I look ambiguous. Unless I tell them where I'm from, they don't know where I'm from. So they're like, hey, I don't like you, and I want you to go back. But I don't want you to go back to the wrong country and get into trouble. You know where you're from?
Go back.
Just go back to where you come from. Be safe in your own country. That's one caring, considerate racist. I like this guy.
As long as you're not here.
Exactly, right? And also that phrase, go back to where you come from, it's a very American experience for me. I've only heard it in America. Because I grew up in India, which like America is also a melting pot of the world, where people from around the world have lived together for centuries. But unlike America, in India, you can argue and disagree and debate with anybody on anything. Nobody ever tells you to go back to where you come from. Yeah, in India, they tell you to go to Pakistan. I know we are in a Pakistan community center, but facts are facts, alright? It's the same stuff everywhere. Welcome to planet Earth. And I'm genuinely curious, okay? If I go tell a joke in Pakistan that they don't like, or if we don't like, where would you tell me to go? I'm genuinely, I want to go to every single country in the world and tell a joke that is offensive to that country, just to see where they send you next. Call it the offensive joke world comedy tour. I'm promoting my shows every morning. The interview's like, dude, you're on a world tour. Where is your next show? I'm like, dude, I don't know. It's a very dynamic tour. We'll find out tonight. You guys went silent, okay?
Pakistan's like the India spin-off.
Pakistan is the India spin-off, exactly. It's the same place. Yes?
So Indians say always go to Pakistan, and Pakistanis say go to hell.
Go to hell? It's like end of the journey. Like there's nothing left, nowhere else left.
Because that's India.
Thank you. I'll put that in my joke next time. Khatam. No more. Your tour is over. I like that. Thank you. That's why I came here. This was my second reason to come here. I wanted to get an answer to that question. I appreciate it. Thank you. And then I'll be seeing you for dinner tomorrow. Okay. What else? I also go to India, visiting my family there, and once in a while I have to deal with my relatives too. And one time, one of my uncles asked me this question. He goes, "Hey, how long have you lived in America now?" And I said, "About 2 decades." And he goes, oh, that's a long time. You made enough money. Come back and do something for your country now. Has anyone else heard this?
Yes.
You have? Right? And it's like, what are you guys thinking we do over here? Just like, oh, chalo, okay, let's get up and go now. Like, we have nothing else left to do. So I'm like, okay, uncle, look, let me ask you a question. Is there something you need help with in your own house that I can come and help you fix tomorrow? And my uncle gets angry at me. He's like, dude, I'm telling you to do something for your country. What are you talking about doing something in my house? And I said, look, let's say I take your advice and I move back to India, but instead of living in the state that you are in, I go live in a different state. What will you tell me a few years from now? Hey, enough of that state. Come and do something for your state now. So let's say I move into the same state, but I go live in a different city. What will you tell me a few years from then? Enough of that city. Come and do something for your city now. So let's say I move into the same city, but I go live in a different neighborhood. What will you tell me a few years later? Like, hey, enough of that neighborhood. Come and do something for your neighborhood now. So let's say I move into the same neighborhood, but I go live in the building across the street. What will you tell me a few years from then? Hey, enough of that building across the street. Come and do something for your building now. So I move into the same building, but I go live on a different floor. You will do enough of that floor, come and do something for our floor now. So I move into the same floor, but I go live in the house next to you. You will do enough of that house, come and do something in my house now. Let's go do something in your house tomorrow. Why do you want to wait 30 years for me to get there? I'm glad some of you are smiling because my uncle was not. Alright, and then my uncle, an Indian man, said something to me I never expected to hear out of an Indian man. He said, Samson, why don't you go back to where you came from?
She was predicting that.
You did? Very good job. Nice, alright. I also have a time limit, so I'm going to wrap up with a couple quick things. One is, you guys are eating chai and snack, very non-Indian snack hour. But I love Indian food, alright, except when my mother-in-law makes it. I like the food otherwise, but not a big fan of Indian restaurants here in America, especially. Because you know, there are some things you'll hardly ever find at an Indian restaurant, things like customer service. I'll give you an example. I was at this Indian restaurant. I don't want to take names, but let's say it's on the intersection of Mary and Fremont in Sunnyvale.
Totally.
Sarvana Bhavan. All right, I am at Sarvana Bhavan, okay? It's 9:45. The waiter comes over and says, sir, 15 minutes to closing. Is there anything else I can get you? And I said, yes. Can I get some chai? This is what that waiter tells me. Sorry, sir. Chai is over.
Oh, no.
Like, dude, first of all, this is America. You are supposed to waste food, not run out of it. And second, I'm in your restaurant, ordering from your menu. You have a kitchen back there. Go and make some chai for me. Don't tell me chai is over. What if I do the same thing back to them? Walk up to their cash counter. How much? 30? Yes, 25. Sorry, one is over. I also feel like some of you are going to try that tomorrow. Good idea. Thank you. Today. Right after this. Nice. But Indian food is amazing, alright? Like, when I say Indian food, I mean Desi food. Like, if I want to eat the best chicken tandoori, I go to Pakistani restaurants. That's my modus operandi, right?
Never Indian.
Exactly. Shalimar. Hands down, number one. Can't get any better. But Indian food, as good as it is, I'm not a big fan of American food. Because what's the first thing we do when we go to eat American food? Put some salt and pepper. Right? Salt and pepper is our savior. Which is why I really pity all those countries that are struck with natural disasters, like tsunamis and earthquakes. Is it not bad enough that they have lost their families and their homes? America goes and makes food drops. As if to say, oh, you think your life sucks? Here, eat some American food. Maybe that will help put things in perspective. Here we go, chips.
Salt and pepper.
And that's where I believe India has a good chance to build some public relations. Every place they see America making food drops, India should fly behind, drop some salt and pepper. Enjoy your food. Again, I'm glad you guys are laughing because one time I told that joke at an Indian event, kind of like this, lots of desis in the event. And as soon as I said we should throw some salt and pepper, this Indian auntie up front went, you should also throw some pickle.
She got salty.
And I know, what am I, Continental Airlines? Just flying around and like, hey, what do you want? Salt and pepper? Here you go. What do you want? Pickle? Here you go. What do you want? Chutney? Sorry, chutney's over. Alright, look, that's just my part of the show, so thank you very much for listening. I really appreciate it. Good job, Madhu. Good job, everyone. Keep going. This is good, and hopefully I'll see you guys at another event. If you do want to find me, I keep doing shows all around. You can Google Indian Jewish comedian. That is not a joke. You guys were like, what? We didn't know they existed. There's only one, and you'll find my website. Hopefully I'll see you guys at another show, but enjoy the rest of the afternoon. Alright, thanks again. Back to you, everyone.